What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday, a spot where I review Scentsy scents with you based on votes from the previous week. That way you guys tell me what you want me to warm and review. And this week we had a very, very tight race. 3 scents were battling it out for first and second, and the first place scent only won by 2 votes. So let's get started. All right, let's talk about our first place scent for the week. It is from the Villains collection, Ursula, Poor Unfortunate Souls. So this one had 24% of the vote. It's this almost teal blue colored wax. It's about a medium intensity on cold sniff, and Scentsy has put this in the fruity category. It is part of the original Villains collection, which also included Evil Queen, just 1 bite, and Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Now this time when it came back, instead of Maleficent, they brought back Dark and Devious. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, an alluring potion of wild blackberry, scarlet raspberry, and bubbly goji berry, wrapped up in vengeful vanilla silk, will leave you spellbound. All right, so we have 3 fruity scents. We have blackberry, raspberry, and goji berry. And I looked up what is a goji berry, and it's actually also described as a wolfberry. It says it's sweet and sour and tangy. And one variety kind of leans into that tomato vine, which I don't think we're really dealing with here. And another variety leans closer towards cranberry, which is probably what we're dealing with here. So this really reminds me of a chewy candy that's almost like those Sour Patch kind of candies, but it's that blue raspberry variety with the sugar crystals on the outside. That's what this is to me. I don't get any bubbliness, but it really reminds me of those candies. The one I'm thinking of in particular, it's not a Sour Patch Kid, but it almost looks like it's kind of thin and it's got accordion little ridges in it, and it's got the sugar crystals. That's what it reminds me of. It also reminds me a little bit of like those water enhancers that you squirt into water, because I'm pretty sure I've had something that tastes like this smells, but I can't tell you, like I can't remember which variety. But when the Villains collection first came out, this was actually my least favorite. I'm not huge into fruity scents, and this is definitely a sweet and tart or a sweet and sour hybrid. So it's just okay for me, but the good news is it is growing on me. So let's talk about performance. How did it perform for me? So what I did was I warmed this whole bar. So I warmed 2 cubes in Ryan's room in his Spider-Man warmer. This was really slow to build in Ryan's room. Like I kept thinking, like, where the hell is Ursula? Is she going to show up? Speaking of, I haven't seen this movie, of course. I would say once it finally hit, it took about 3 or 4 hours, and it was probably about 7.5 out of 10. I left it going 2 days. On day 2, it was about half the intensity of day 1. In the kids' bathroom, I put 1 cube in each of 2 mini warmers. So I used a total of 2 cubes, but just 1 cube in each mini warmer. It was between 7 and 8, and it threw very fast there. So probably smaller space. It didn't seem to last as long there. It was probably about a day and a half, and then I felt like I really couldn't smell it at all. And that could be because I had 1 cube instead of 2 in each warmer. I'm not sure. It's also a mini warmer there, 2. And I finished up this bar by warming 4 cubes in Drew's room. Strength and throw was about 7 out of 10. And on day 2, it was about 3 or 4 out of 10 starting out. So pretty typical. I would say this is a pretty typical fruity scent, pretty average in intensity. It lasts about the same amount of time as most fruity scents. I'd say though, this is an all year scent, and you could probably warm it in small to medium spaces, but definitely kids' bedrooms. This reminds me of a kid bedroom kind of scent. But I think if you're someone that really likes blue raspberry, like artificial candy, chewy, sweet, sour candies, then this is what you're going to want to try and pick out. Now, years ago, I picked up probably like 4 or 5 sets of 3 when they had them marked down in clearance. I think they were marked down probably almost like 75% off. So I went and bought a lot. I'm working through them. So will I repurchase anymore? No, because these are still flat bottoms. I'm working through them. But the good news is I do like Ursula more now than I did when she first came out. She is growing on me. So I'm happy about that. I'll take that as a win. All right, let's talk about our second place scent for the week. It is NHL Fresh Ice. So kind of like it's instead of Hockey Night in Canada, it's Hockey Night in Scentsy Land because this one is hockey inspired. It's part of the NHL license collection. So this one had 23% of the vote. It's this beautiful baby blue colored wax. It's about a medium to a medium plus on cold sniff intensity, and it's in the fresh category. And I'm not sure if this one is leaving or not. There was a little bit of vague communication a while back. I tried to search for it. I couldn't find it. I know the license warmers with the NHL are while supplies last, but I'm a little worried about Fresh Ice. So I can't say with certainty, but if you really like the scent, I would definitely say purchase some. Don't even just rely on Scentsy Club, because if it does actually get axed, then you won't be able to get it anymore. So anyway, I would say purchase some. But let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, cold air and icy mint face off at full strength, while a slap shot of sandalwood brings home the win. I love this scent description. I think it's almost perfect. There's just one little change I would make. But let's talk about it. It says cold air. Yes, we definitely have that. Icy mint. Yes, you feel like you're at a peppermint hockey rink. But the peppermint is not extremely aggressive. It's more subtle and subdued. It works really well with that cool air. I have a note. It's not nose clearing, but it's slightly subdued. And it talks about face off at full strength. Well, facing off, that happens at the start of the game. And the full strength happens at the start when it's the most strong, and it's the top notes. You're getting the top notes of the cold air and the icy mint. Definitely. Now, it says a slap shot of sandalwood brings home the win. It definitely does bring home the win. This is a really nice scent. It deserves some praise. It gets a lot of praise, and I think it's a good scent. But Slapshot is basically an aggressive, and I think this is more of like a, kind of like a little dance of the puck into the net, or maybe it was deflected into the net, because the sandalwood is not aggressive. The sandalwood comes in as the icy air and the peppermint is leaving. And they still all intermingle, but you kind of know when one is kind of fading and the other one's kind of stealing the show. So it does lean towards masculine type of scent, but it's not so masculine that women wouldn't like it too. So I would definitely say it's unisex, but with a masculine lean. And it's very clean and natural. Not clean like laundry, but just clean and crisp and pure and simplistic and natural and fresh and woodsy all at the same time. And it almost feels like there's a little bit of a fancy vanilla mixed with that. So I have a note that it's very nice at this phase, but it's a lot lighter at that phase once the sandalwood is in there. Now, one thing I'm going to say is, before we talk about performance, I'm going to tell you that a lot of people compare this to Olaf. So Olaf and Fresh Ice, they make a team. So up here in Canada, or any place that plays hockey, if it's kind of a pay-per-view type of hockey, something like Quebec Major Junior League here in Halifax, then during the intermission, you are going to see the little Timbits hockey players coming out onto the ice. And they're probably 3 or 4 years old. They're adorable. They all go towards the puck at the same time. They're always falling down. That's Olaf. It's a lighter scent. There's more vanilla. It's more gentle. It's not cool and crisp, but it's just a little bit. It's got some vanilla woods. A little bit harder to coax something out of, just like the little Timbits players. But once you get it, it's a home run. Or it's a goal, I should say. Now, I should say Timbits, if you're not aware, Timbits is from Tim Hortons. It's a chain that's originated up here in Canada. So Timbits are the little holes that come out of the big donuts. So little Timbits, big donuts, okay? The big boys, the big hockey players. It's a little more intense with the peppermint. It's stronger. It's more masculine leaning. It kind of reads a little boom chicka bow bow as the night progresses, whereas Olaf would definitely not read that way. So this is kind of the hot uncle, and this is the cute little nephew. So both have their places depending on what you're looking for. All right, now speaking of boom chicka bow bow, this is really a bedroom scent for me, but I decided, well, I'm going to warm it in other spots just to kind of test its performance, because I know it does really well in bedrooms. It's probably like a 2 to 3 dayer, medium to medium plus first couple days, and then kind of lighter on the latter part of it. But I decided to warm it in the bonus room, so I used 4 cubes there. It did great, 7.5 out of 10. I left it going a long day of 17 hours. Did really well. Turned it off. Never really gained strength on the second day. You could smell it just very minimally. So it does lose momentum if you turn it off. So at least for me it did. Now I also decided to warm 7 cubes in my open layout. So I did finish up 1 clamshell. Between 6 and 6.5 max. I left it going 16 hours the first day. At the end of that first day, I would say it was about 4 to 10. So I started it up another evening and I could smell it for a couple hours and then it was done. If you're someone that's tried Olaf, which is now available, but you thought to yourself, I just wish it was stronger, I need more out of it, then you want to go with NHL Fresh Ice because this is a little bit more assertive. It's the grown-up version of Olaf. Like I said, a great bedroom scent, but you could try it in other spaces and see what you think of it as well. Not sure if it's leaving. Will I be repurchasing more? Because I just told you to stock up. I actually kind of prefer Olaf. Even though it's harder to smell, I just really like the profile of Olaf. But every time I warm Fresh Ice, I'm reminded that I do really like it, and it definitely has a place in the Scentsy lineup, so I hope it sticks around. So that is NHL Fresh Ice. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to present to you some scents, and you guys are going to vote. You're going to vote for 2 different scents by early Wednesday morning. Put your 2 votes down in the comments section. If you can't vote on YouTube, find my Instagram post and put your 2 votes there. This has been the worst video experience ever. I think I've tried to film this, no joke, 6 or 7 times. One time I had something stuck in between my teeth. I forgot to press play. I forgot to plug in the microphone. Now someone in my family is using my really loud fan downstairs. I just can't win. Anyway, so I don't have the big box here. What we're going to do is I'm going to give to you some LTOs that I'm hoping are going to arrive tomorrow. They were supposed to arrive today. We had a snowstorm. Things are just out of control here in Nova Scotia. It wasn't even that bad of a snowstorm. I just wasn't expecting it. So anyway, hoping my delivery will show up tomorrow. If it doesn't, I'll just have to wing it. All right, so scent number 1, and I don't have the full name because I had it in another video and I forgot to bring it out, but I'm going to put a picture up, and it's the happiest cruise on earth or something like that. I'll put it down below. Scent number 2 is Magic in Every Wish. And I'm going by memory, so hopefully that's not wrong. Scent number 3 is from the Willy Wonka collection, Everlasting Gobstopper. Scent number 4, also from the Willy Wonka, is Fizzy Lifting Drink. Scent number 5 from the Willy Wonka is Violets Turning Violet. And just to switch things up, because I now have another bar back in my stash, I never got to review this one. Scent number 6 is going to be Sleigh Ride. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you found this video helpful. It was very torturous for me to film, but sometimes that's the way life is as a YouTuber. So thanks for sticking in with me. I really appreciate you all. Take care. Don't forget to vote, and I will see you guys in the next video.